Have you ever looked at the hand pieces available from Foredom and wondered which one might be right for you? There's a lot to choose from. Hi, I'm Melissa Muir. Let's jump in and take a look now and see if we can sort that out for you. So here you'll see I have 9 different hand pieces, and while this does not represent all that are available, it does represent the most popular or those that are most often used. The number 30 is by far the most popular as well as a versatile hand piece. This can be used in a number of accessories, including the drill press, jump ring makers, as well as handpiece holders. And one of my favorites, the belt sander. You can open and close the adjustable chuck with a key, and it allows you to use items up to 5/32 of an inch or 4 millimeters, all the way down to the very finest of accessories, such as tiny little drill bits. Next up are the quick change hand pieces. We have a variety of them that you can use. Probably the more popular one is going to be the H20. To operate this, you'll just switch this little lever here to the side, push your accessory in, and then pull it out. To replace, just put that back in, close it, and now we are ready to go. The H18 is probably the second most popular. To operate this one, you'll simply push in the lever, push in again your accessory, pull out, and then push back in and release to let this go. It is very important that you do not push this lever while the machine is running. Next up we have is the H10. This is an all-metal Italian-made handpiece. Again, to operate this, we will simply pull this lever to the side, pull down on the pressure, push your accessory in, and then pull out and replace. Now these are called quick change because you do not need a chuck key or a pin and a wrench in order for you to swap out the different accessories. There used to be quick change hand pieces that had 1/8 inch and 3 millimeter collets. However, no one makes them any longer. It is important that you always store this handpiece with something inside this, and it's also important that you do not run this without an accessory in here. Otherwise, you may actually damage the collet. The next group of hand pieces are collet type hand pieces. This is where you're going to swap out the collet to hold different accessories, and it's going to also come with the tools to help you with that. In this case, we are going to have a pin that will go through this handpiece, and then you can use the wrench to open and close the collet here to replace any accessories. Now I happen to have installed in this one a 1/8 inch collet, but it also comes with a 1/4 inch as well as a 3/32 collet. Now I also, if I use a 1/8 inch, and this is going to be the case for any handpiece that uses a 1/8 inch mandrel or collet, you can use collet adapters. So here I have a 3/32 to 1/8 inch collet. That allows me to hold a 3/32 inch accessory, place that in here, then I can place that into that 1/8 inch opening, and then I can close this back up, and we're now ready to go. This handpiece is the 44T, and very similar is going to be our 43T. This one is the exact same, comes with the same collets, but notice the size difference. This one was made specifically for people who need to get into tight areas. I believe it actually began with snow boots. Very similar to these two is going to be our 28. Now the 28 is going to come with 2 different collets that will hold either a 3/32 inch mandrel or that 1/8 inch mandrel again. Finally, in the collet family, we have the new 29. This has just been released, and it's a little different because it's actually a 90-degree handpiece. Operating this is going to be a little different, and they've included the tools that are necessary. What I'm going to do is just slide my handpiece right into the holder here, and that is going to lock our collet part into place, where I can then insert my 1/8 inch accessory. Once that is done, I can then take the small wrench that is included with this and tighten this up. And now we are ready to get to work. Again, this comes with a 1/8 inch collet, and you can use the collet adapters to change it down to the 3/32 inch mandrels as well. Our final handpiece is the 15 or 15D. This is a hammer handpiece. This is going to be more popular among those of us who are setting stones or adding texture, flaring rivet heads, or any number of operations like that. What I like to do is buy just the handpiece as well as the duplex spring adapter, which will turn any handpiece into one with a duplex spring. Just be careful not to bend this more than 30 degrees when using. You can buy various Anvil blanks. Now these are blanks. That means that you will need to shape them and polish them to your liking. Some of mine have been and some have not. To swap out an anvil point, you take the hardened pin, insert it through the anvil point itself, and twist to loosen, unscrew, and then replace it with the new accessory or anvil point, and again take that hardened pin and just give a nice little twist just to tighten that anvil point so that it doesn't vibrate out when in use. So as you can see, they pretty much have you covered when it comes to different hand pieces, all the way from closing to very nothing, so the tiniest of little drill bits you can use, all the way up to a 1/4 inch. This was just a very brief introduction, so if you'd like to know more about these, be sure to check out some of my other videos that I have already created and watch for those coming up on the newer hand pieces. As always, if you have questions, be sure to drop those down in the comments section, and be sure to give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you get the notifications of when new videos are dropping. We'll see you guys next time.